So, Northampton on Saturday, how much are you looking forward to this one?
I think it's a completely different feeling to approaching a league game. And it's with all due respect, it's not like approaching like a trophy game where obviously we take it very seriously. But with the FA Cup, it's the FA Cup. I think we saw last year as a football club, what it did to the town with the Chelsea game, and obviously I wasn't part of the club all those years ago when they had the run and ended up unluckily losing against Middlesbrough. Apparently that gripped the town even more. So Chesterfield in the FA Cup's got a bit of a history. And obviously we're looking to continue that with a good win and hopefully get to those big rounds, as we go on.
Is this an opportunity to test yourself against higher league opposition and see how far away you are from those types of teams?
Yeah, to be fair, Liam, that's a good point. I didn't even look at it like that. I think that's a really good point. We want to be in that league next year, playing against the likes of Northampton week in, week out. So yeah, it's a great point, that, mate. I think. They are doing okay. They're doing well. The manager's done well since he took over. I think it was a club in decline when he took over, and he's sort of got them going the right way again as a football club. So fair play to John there. He's done ever so well. So yeah, it's going to be tough. I think we're not facing a team down the bottom of League Two with ownership problems and manager under pressure. This is a real different type of test where we are actually the underdog. So that's going to be quite refreshing, I think. Obviously, the supporters and ourselves and the players are going to turn up expecting and wanting to win, but obviously the pressure probably just favours Northampton's side at the moment.
Yeah, every week you play as the favourites in pretty much most of the National League games. Is it nice to go into this one as an underdog, if you like?
Yeah, it is nice. It doesn't mean there's no pressure because the size of the club and the expectation that the fans bring and the pressure the manager puts on the players to go and produce for those fans week in, week out means it isn't a free hit at all. But what it does do, it probably enables us to enter that pitch knowing that you can maybe just enjoy the start of the game a bit more, if that makes sense. So obviously you play league games and you start and the pressure's on straight away to make the impression at home and try and get that early goal. I think we can maybe frustrate them for a while Saturday, knowing that the pressure's on them maybe to come out and try and leave gaps for us. That's not me trying to give a tactical insight. That's just how the FA Cup is sometimes. We're certainly not going to change our approach to the game, tactically or mentally, and I'm sure Northampton won't. For clubs like Chesterfield, Northampton, the FA Cup is massive financially and ultimately for the sort of excitement of maybe getting another Chelsea away or even further. Like this club did many years ago. So it's something we're looking forward to, but taken very, very seriously.
And they're going well in League Two, third so far. From what you've seen of them, what are you expecting from them this weekend?
Good team, strong team, physical, organised. All the things that you need to be good at any level. They've got the lad Hilton, who's I think suspended for our game, which is good really because he's ever such a good player for League Two. So that's a plus for us. But I'm sure the lads that replace him, the ones that are out, are more than capable. I think the biggest thing is they're going to bring a load of supporters. They're going to be up for it. They're going to expect to win in their camp. And so are we. But as I keep saying, it's a little bit refreshing that we're going to this game knowing that we're the slight underdogs, but that doesn't mean at all that we're not turning up expecting to win.
And they've got the League Two top goal scorer in their ranks in Sam Hoskins. Do you have to make any special plans to keep him quiet?
No, I think because if you look in our league, the teams we've played, they've got good goal scorers, good attacking threats. You look at Gateshead the other night, they played a different style to maybe Northampton, but eventually they show their threats high up the pitch through the lad Campbell and Ollie and Adi Youssef, who was here, is a handful. So in our league or League Two, I don't think there's massive differences. I think once you enter League One, there's the gaps start to come with your Sheffield Wednesdays and your Plymouths and Ipswiches. But I think between ourselves and Northampton, probably similar sized clubs of expectations. I'm sure obviously we'd all argue we're a bigger club, but that's us obviously and myself being biased. But no, I think they've got good threats, and like I keep saying, the manager's done a great job getting them up near the top of the table because they were a club in decline before he took over. So he's done ever so well, but now that goes out the window on Saturday, and we've just got to look after ourselves.
Obviously, in terms of team selection, obviously I know you can't go into specifics, but would you expect there to be some changes, or would you sort of name the line as if it was just a league game?
I think, like you saw the other night, we had a couple of changes from the team before that. Obviously, Cabs came out, and Wheeler and Bailey came in. So I think it's getting that time of year where we've had a lot of Saturday, Tuesdays. The pitch, like the training ground and other stadiums, we're luckier because this pitch is a carpet, but other grounds will play it. The pitches will be heavy, and lads will feel a bit of fatigue and little knocks here and there. So can't go into too much about what we've had from the other night in terms of those sort of reports. There hasn't been any injuries, but I'm sure there's a bit of fatigue flying about. So the manager chooses to make a few changes. The lads coming in will be very, very, very good, and will replace the ones and give it their all.
And will that be with one eye on Tuesday? Just a couple of days later, you go to Wealdstone.
Yeah, no, and it's not just that. Then you've got Torquay. So if you look, Wealdstone is a bit of a trek. Then Torquay's a plane ride. So it's we've got a week of a lot of travelling, which sounds a bit snobbish, but it is tiring. The travelling is tiring for whether it's footballers or any line of work. If you do a lot of travelling, it's tiring. So we've got to take that in consideration. I've just said about the pitches and the amount of Saturday, Tuesdays, and then you're doing 2 long coach trips. The supporters will testify. I'm sure they're knackered when they get back at 3 a.m. from places like Gateshead and Torquay. So we're all in it together. But yeah, there'll be consideration in that. Because ultimately we want to get promotion. So if you're going to say now, do you win the FA Cup, or you can't say win the FA Cup because that's a bad argument. But if you got to the 3rd round of the FA Cup or got promotion, everyone to a man would choose promotion. So that, ultimately that's our game. So there'll be an eye on those games, but that won't affect the sort of manager's selection in terms of making us weaker. Far from it.
So was it just the usual bumps and bruises from Tuesday night then?
Yeah, it was a tough game. I said it myself after, we should have won by more. That doesn't mean it's a walkover. Just because you go and you finish games, I think we should have won 4 or 5. Doesn't mean the other team hasn't tried or put us through our paces. They had good threats going forward, and we were defensively bang on, which sometimes it saps a lot of you mentally with the concentration. It's not just physical. Sometimes with footballers, it's mentally, it does drain you, like it does everyone. Watching games, the anxiety and the pressure that sort of going for promotions bring. But yeah, listen, as it stands, there's no injuries to report from the game. And now it's just a case of picking a best team that we feel will beat Northampton.
And just finally, what's your favourite FA Cup memory? Whether that's growing up as a kid, as a player, as a coach, what's sort of your favourite FA Cup memory? I know I put you on the spot a little bit there. But
yeah, I've got a few. I'm quite lucky, really. Obviously, me dad's probably best known for his FA Cup contribution at Chelsea in '70. So that's nice to see little reruns of that when it comes on the TV, and seeing how much he's loved for it from the Chelsea fans for that goal against Leeds. So that's a massive memory for my family as opposed to me. I scored a cracking own goal against Sheffield United in the FA Cup a few years ago in the round 3. I won't tell you too much. A lot of people to YouTube that and get it more hits than it's already got. And in front of the Cop as well. But I don't think they opened it that day because it's only Salisbury, so I didn't get many people in. But that was a good memory in terms of getting to the 3rd round with a National League time as we were at the time. The Chelsea thing's going to live long in our memories. Yes, it would be nice if the game was a bit closer and it looked like more of an upset, and at half-time you're thinking, don't be 10-0. But, when Kwasi scores and you see those 6,000 or whatever we brought fans behind the goal celebrating like we'd won the game, that was very emotional for all of us. So I think that sort of Kwasi goal at Chelsea stands out for me.
I think there might be a few people taking up a look at that YouTube own goal tonight.
Yeah.
Now, don't they?
Absolutely killed myself with that.